Goodbye, old friend. Until next year. Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, here again with you after a week-long absence. And you're probably asking, Professor Macabro, where the fuck have you been for this last week? Well, let me tell you. It's been a thing, yes indeed. This is the first year that I have successfully recorded 31 videos for the 31 days of Halloween. Prior years, I tried, but things get in the way. It's very difficult to find a free time to sit down, record a video, and then edit said video, and then post said video. And then doing 31, well, it got a little bit difficult and a little bit gnarly. A lot of people that participated in the 31 days of Halloween were able to be consistent, yes indeed, and they did post it, but life gets in the way, and it was an ordeal, but a very enjoyable ordeal, and I hope I can do it next year, because I quite so much enjoy celebrating the great month that is October. But yes, very, very taxing to your old pal, Professor Macabro, on doing the 31 days of mostly the stress and anxiety of finding the free time to do everything that I wish I could do. You know, between personal life, work, goddamn work, and other stuff, free time is a luxury that I don't unfortunately have. Yes, indeed. But I was able to do it, and I was quite happy. Then, the other thing that happened in the last week of October was we got very unseasonably high winds. With the Santa Ana winds, with the allergies, and the flaring up of my allergies and my asthma. So, that didn't help much, no indeed. And it brought down my Halloween decorations twice. The goddamn wind would just blow really strong, and I would get back from work and everything was on the floor. Thankfully, nothing broke beyond the point that I couldn't repair it, but it was very stressful. And I'm not gonna lie, I almost gave up on putting a complicated setup as I had planned. Yes, indeed. And I actually planned to do bigger, but because of the wind, I couldn't do it. But thankfully, the spooky gods above graced your old pal Professor Macabro on the 30th, and we had no wind. Everything was nice and calm, and I was like, shit, do I really want to go through this a third time? Yes, I do, because it's Halloween, goddammit. So, I put up some decorations, and thankfully it didn't blow away. So when October 31st came around, I was like, well, shit, there is no wind. Everything is nice and calm. I'm going to start putting stuff up. And putting stuff up I did. I put up the whole decor. I brought out Jason. I made an extra little maquette thing for Sarah Sanderson. I brought out more lights. I brought out more decorations. I spooked it up a lot more. I prepared the candy. And my Halloween, thankfully, went down flawlessly. No wind, which really helped my fog machine. The last year I couldn't put my fog machine because it would just spiral all over the place. This year, I put a little crypt thing for La Llorona, and there was no wind, so the fog machine bellowed, and it gave everything a really cool, spooky atmosphere that I quite enjoyed. And, took the little gremlins trick-or-treating, but, on the advice of certain people, I didn't go dressed as Santa art, because it might traumatize the little kitties. So I went as a red-hooded figure. My costume idea was to be like the Mask of Red Death from the Vincent Price movie, The Mask of the Red Death. So it's a red hood, a red cloak, a red mask that I bought last year. It's a V for Vendetta Guy Fawkes mask, but red, so it kind of looks kind of like the devil. So that's what I used to go trick-or-treating. Once I left my gremlins, then I got dressed as Santa art, and I gave out candy. And some people didn't know what the fuck Santa Claus was doing. But none of the kids got spooked out. One few got spooked once they saw that it was not Santa Claus, it was a clown, a smiling, grinning clown. But they wanted the candy, so they really didn't give a fuck. They were more scared of Jason and La Llorona, which was the intended purpose of them. But they still braved through and got the candy, and I gave out all the candy. And I had myself a very enjoyable Halloween and a very enjoyable birthday. Yes, indeed. A lot of candy and booze was eaten and drank, indeed, that day. So, yes, I had a little bit of a hangover the next day because a lot of sugar and a lot of booze will do that to you. But then, once I got up and I took a few, gallons of water and some pain relievers, I got into putting up my Day of the Dead, Altar de Muertos. Yes, indeed. If you've seen Coco, you get the gist of it. But here in the grand old country of Mexico, we put up our Altar de Muertos, which is our altar of the dead, where we put offerings to the spirits that visit us. Because from Halloween to November the 2nd, the veil between the land of the living and the land of the dead is at its weakest. So we get visited by the spirits of the ether, you see. But specifically, we want to invite the spirits of our past relatives. Yes, indeed, not the negative ones, the spirit. That's where you put water, you put salt, and you put the picture of the family member that you want to visit you so that only they come and not the evil spirits. And it was quite enjoyable. A lot of people liked what I did in the neighborhood. They were like, oh, cool. You actually did put an altar de muertos. It's really good. Good job. And I'm quite proud of that. Unfortunately, the day after November the 2nd, when I was taking everything out, we had again, the Santa Ana high winds came back. And your old pal, Professor Macabro, his allergies and his asthma flared up again. And but that point, as I was taking down the last decorations, I also got a bit of the post-seasonal blues. Halloween was done. I was a year older. I reflected how the state of my life was, where I wasn't any richer. I wasn't any more. None of my life goals were met. I was still lonely. I was still in the rut of work, and no time was I. Not enough money to buy the things I wish. It was a whole mental jumble. And also between the weather and my asthma and my allergies, it kind of crunched up into this big ball of a bad spell for your old pal, Professor Macabro. But thankfully, we've gotten good weather, and I've been shown that a lot of people do care for your old pal, Professor Macabro. So that helped the depression, and now the allergies are somewhat still going. I still have this weird, kind of like a head cold, where I feel like I have a cold, but I don't feel sick. I just feel like brain cloudiness, and my asthma still picks up. It's a weird thing. But I am good enough to record videos again. And that's where Professor Macabro has been this week. Amending the depression, the illness, and then the other stuff that have happened. But now I am back again to regale you with my presence and my unique and very weird brand of humor and content. Yes, indeed. So if you were wondering where the hell I've been, that's the story behind where the hell I've been. But although Halloween may be over, the spooky content is still being made, or will be made, and you will still have adventures together to share. Yes, indeed. So I hope to see you here. And what?
Macabro, you son of a bitch. You left me there abandoned in the spooky shed.
Tommy Wisitos! It's not that I forgot you in the spooky shed. It's just that I did forget you in the spooky shed. But don't be mad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. You seem to have forgotten just how mad I can get and the consequences of making me mad.
Oh, you are very mad. Well, tell you what. I think I still have a little bit of booze from Halloween, and I still have some candy. Let's say we get a little drunk, get a little high on the white stuff, and by that I mean sugar, and we make the beast of two bags to rekindle our love and affection, and move past that unfortunate mishap of me forgetting you in the spooky shed, in the dark, cloudy spooky shed, and we can enjoy the rest of the year, knocking boots, getting high on the white stuff again, candy, and having a nice drink together. What do you say? And watch some spooky movies.
You know what? That sounds like a pretty good idea. You son of a bitch, I'm in.
Delightful! So, to everyone, thank you so much for your patience in this week that I've been out of action. And stay tuned for more content. Come on, zombie huesitos, let's get that party going. Ha 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 ha!